Mumbi Waiguru and NAC Kenya's Martha Karua. So which way will it be? We shall be speaking to that. But other than that, there are also many other crucial issues. There are 4 constituencies in this county that each play very crucial roles in the whole decisive administration of the county. And I shall be speaking later on to 2 candidates here with me. To my immediate left is Major Retired Joseph Muriu Kibara. Many thanks for joining me this evening. Joseph is vying for the Kirinyaga Central MP position and is contesting against many others. I think, how many are you in the contest for the Kirinyaga Central constituency?
We are 5, Sharon.
Okay, so 5 of them. We have 3 of them tonight. Just I'll speak to the 2 of them, then I have one other later. So the gentleman to my extreme left is John Kabuimwai, who is vying as an independent. So we shall have a chat with them. This county is an agricultural county. They've been talking about many issues with regard to rice farming and coffee farming. We shall be speaking about that. But we've also been highlighting other issues on our ballot on location tonight. And Mark Namaswa has been speaking to the residents here. And Mark, how has that been going?
Well, Sharon, we've had about 50 people turning up for the polling, and they voted against or for issues such as security, the cost of living, corruption, as well as health issues. And we will give them the results concerning what they have polled in terms of percentages. Now, starting with insecurity or security, they polled 6%. 6% say that security should be one of the major issues to be looked into as they go to vote. Then 12% voted for the cost of living. Then we had 20% voting for health issues, and a majority, 62%, saying that corruption should be one of the key issues as they head towards the election. They say that corruption connects directly to the increase in the cost of living. So those are some of the issues that we were voting for concerning Kerugoya issues and concerning this county issues. Now, we have a few people here that will speak and tell us why they feel some issues carry more weight than others. And a gentleman to my left, why?
Okay, my name is Patrick Masharia, and my main concern was corruption, because it's evident that everywhere in the country there's corruption in hospitals, in schools, in the government, and the main issue we'd like the leaders elected on either gas to address is corruption, at least the level of corruption to be lower than it is.
Okay, those are some of the voices from Kirinyaga County. And we also have Mr. Francis Mbui, who is a political analyst concerning issues around Mount Kenya. Tell us, what do you think is some of the major issues around here?
As the gentleman said, when you look at corruption, you see that with all of that money which is lost in corrupt activities, if it was put into proper use like investment, it could help in reducing things like unemployment and health care and all those things like bad loans. So corruption for me and generally is what is our major undoing.
Thank you very much. We'll be hearing more from him as we proceed with our discussion. Let me get you back to Sharon Momanyi.
Right, thank you very much, Mark Namaswa. And indeed, I want to engage my guests tonight on those issues that, our voters tonight from Kerugoya town have been saying are crucial, even as we head just a few days to the general election. I will reintroduce them. I have to my immediate left, Joseph Muriu Kibara, who is vying on the Maendeleo Chap-Chap ticket for the Kirinyaga Central constituency. And on my extreme left is John Kabui, who is vying as an independent for the same constituency. And maybe before we get into the issue, John, I'm seeing you have quite something placed at your feet. If you can explain to us what we have there. Are we expecting to have some tea, or what is that?
This is a bit interesting because, from the way we were brought up by our own mothers, we were brought up in a spirit of sharing. Mm-hmm. When we look at the resources of Kirinyaga, what has been the greatest impediment is the spirit of sharing. So when I decided to pick on a kettle as my symbol, is because my willingness and my spirit to the people of Kirinyaga is to serve and to serve equally. Mm-hmm. And the only thing which is known traditionally to be the best measure of serving is only a kettle.
Right.
Yeah, so this is why I've said, in case we have issues like CDF, we need to put it in this kettle. and then we share it equally. Those who need bursary, we share it through. Those who may need culverts, we share it through. Those who may need good roads, we share it through.
Okay.
And then at the end of the day, my greatest role is to keep custody of the reed, to make sure that nobody opens that reed and then drains it from the entry point.
All right. And
Yeah.
how favorable has this kettle been to the constituents as you have been campaigning? Are they ready to drink from this
Oh God!
very
If you give them
communal
an
kettle?
opportunity, even to sing its song, it's wonderful. May I sing one chorus for you?
Maybe.
With your permission.
Right.
Enombirika, 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 nekugayo tonga wa Kirinyaga, enombiri, mweri nyanya wakana na tumire.
Okay. I think that's enough.
You
Interesting.
You can hear the response from the audience.
Okay,
Yeah.
Joseph, clearly you are not singing this tune.
Yeah.
Which tune are you presenting to the constituents of Kirinyaga Central?
Thank you, Sharon. I present the tune of development, that is Maendeleo. If you give me an opportunity, I can also request the constituents. Maendeleo? 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 That's
right.
my tune.
Okay, so what the Wananchi have said here tonight is that the issue they feel really hinders development in the county is corruption. How do you, as Joseph, plan to slay this dragon of corruption? That is not just a local issue, but a national issue, but from the county level, from the constituency level. What is your plan?
Thank you. We know for sure corruption is quite a dragon. Not only from a constituency point of view, but it's a national issue of concern. At the constituency level, I expect to, one, try and distribute the resources of the constituency in the form of CDF amicably and equitably. In so doing, we conduct very transparent evaluations when it comes to allocation of tenders and all the resources within the CDF. Because as an MP, those are the main resources that are expected to be within my kitty. Of course, we now know we should start with the appointment of the CDF managers. Transparency in such appointments normally sheds the necessary light to enhance and suppress corruption.
All right.
I would want a zero tolerance agenda on corruption within the constituency.
All right. And Joseph, what is that gap that you can say you have seen in your constituency, in the county, that even as we head into this other term of leadership, you would want to address, should you be voted in, and that as a county of Kirinyaga needs to be addressed by leadership?
That's to me.
That's to John, sorry.
There are so many issues for Kirinyaga Central. I want to be very specific and say that for a long time, we have not had patience in driving our people to development. If you look at most of our leaders who have been there before, it's like they have been guest politicians. Somebody who comes once in a month or once after 2 months, which is a great disadvantage to our society. I want to tell you something. One of the things we should address ourselves to is the presence of leadership, hands-on management. Because when you look at even the way we have distributed the way of doing leadership, 3 days, you are supposed to be in parliament. 4 days, you are supposed to be with your community, correcting views, gathering views, and also trying to address some of their needs. And you have been facilitated by the government with the CDF and other funds from different directions. For example, we have the CDF kitty, we have the Kura Fund, we have the Kera Fund, which you need to be there to see how it is being distributed. It's very unfortunate because most people who seek for leadership, particularly in Kirinyaga, and this is a great letdown.
Okay.
Most of them are coming from Nairobi, coming from elsewhere, to come and do politics in Kirinyaga.
All right.
And then at the end of the day, in the evening,
All right.
they fly back to Nairobi.
All right, John, and we will continue with this conversation. Very interesting, and we want to focus even on the larger county and its management, how it has been, what is the vision, and what is the aspiration of the county. But right now, I want to hand it over to my colleague, Joy Doreen Bira, from the studio. We shall be continuing from this side.